In a land far, far away, nestled among rolling green hills and sparkling rivers, stood a grand, shimmering castle. It was known as Diamond Castle. Inside, lived a young prince named Arthur. He slept in beds of finest silk, ate crepes drizzled with the sweetest honey every morning, and had every single whim granted in the blink of an eye. Prince Arthur was very happy whenever he got what he wanted. New toys, splendid clothes, and all sorts of scrumptious puddings. But Arthur had one tiny flaw. He never, ever said, "Thank you." If he received a brilliant new toy, he would simply snatch it and start playing. A delicious meal. He would push his plate away and leave the table without a word. When his sister, Princess Lily, gave him a flower, he would just take it and sniff it. His mother, Queen Beatrice, would say, "Arthur, darling, do you know how lovely it is to say thank you? It warms the heart." His father, King Edward, would add, "Being grateful, my boy, is as precious as a diamond." But Arthur would only shrug his shoulders and saunter away. To him, thanking someone was, well, rather boring. After all, it was everyone's job to serve him, wasn't it? One morning, Arthur's breakfast arrived. His favorite chocolate pancakes, served with colorful fruits and a large glass of milk. Pip, the prince's footman, bowed as he placed the tray on the table. "Enjoy your breakfast, Your Highness," Pip said kindly. Arthur took a ginormous bite. Pip waited, hoping for a "thank you." But Arthur just chewed his pancake. Pip sighed sadly and tiptoed out of the room. As Arthur continued eating, a tiny, glowing, apple-red tulip fluttered in through the window from the magical tulip garden. Now, usually, tulips don't fly. Arthur was flabbergasted. He picked up the flower, and just as he was about to smell it, the tulip whispered, "A tongue that forgets to say, 'Thank you,' is destined to stay silent." Before Arthur could blink, he opened his mouth to say, "What?" But no sound came out. He cleared his throat. "Ah," he tried to say. Still, nothing. He couldn't speak. Arthur panicked. He dashed to his mother, making frantic, miles-per-hour noises. Queen Beatrice was terribly worried. The palace's wisest doctors were summoned, but none of them could bring back Arthur's voice. Finally, the doctors shook their heads. "This is no ordinary sneeze or sniffle, Your Majesties," they said. "This is magic." King Edward remembered an old legend about the magical tulip garden, the silence of the ungrateful. "Arthur," cried the king. "To the library, at once!" They hurried to the oldest, dustiest corner of the castle library, a place filled with the smell of old parchment and mystery. The king pulled down a massive, moss-covered book titled, Legendary Curses and Kindness Spells. Suddenly, a bright blue bird hopped out from between the pages. His name was Leo. "Hello there. Do you need a wing?" Leo chirped cheerfully. You can talk," gasped King Edward. "Of course," said Leo. "I am a wise bird. I know Prince Arthur's plight. He is under the thankless tongue spell." Leo explained, "This curse can only be broken one way. When Prince Arthur feels truly grateful, deep in his heart, and says, 'Thank you,' his voice will return. But he will only be able to speak when he truly means it." At first, Arthur didn't understand. Why should a prince with everything be grateful? That afternoon, he lost his favorite toy train, the one with the flashing lights. The whole palace searched high and low. Finally, a maid found it tucked under a rug and brought it to him. Arthur snatched the train, but he felt a strange hollow feeling in his chest. They had worked so hard to find it. "A miles per hour," he tried. "Tha, tha." He couldn't say it. His heart wasn't quite grateful enough yet. The next day, Princess Lily drew a beautiful picture for him. A giant, bright rainbow. "Look, Arthur," she said. "This is for you, to make you smile." Arthur looked at the drawing. Normally, he would have tossed it aside. But this time, he saw how hard Lily had worked. His heart felt a little bit warmer. A miles per hour. Still, it wasn't enough. Arthur felt very sad. No one understood him. Leo the bird flew down and perched on his shoulder. "I understand, old chap," Leo whispered. "Gratitude is a wonderful thing. Let's start small." Leo led Arthur to the back garden where Chef Pierre was watering the tomato plants. Chef Pierre was very old. He made the most scrumptious food, but no one ever thanked him. Arthur watched the old chef huffing and puffing as he bent over the plants in the hot sun. Pierre plucked a fresh, sun-kissed tomato and handed it to Arthur. "For you, my prince. Fresh from the vine." Arthur took the tomato. He thought about the chef's tired back and his kind smile. A tiny seed of gratitude began to sprout in Arthur's heart. "Teach, teach," a tiny whisper escaped his lips. It was a start. Every day, Arthur went to help Chef Pierre, carrying small watering cans. The more he helped, the warmer his heart became. One afternoon, Chef Pierre made Arthur a bowl of special tomato soup. It smelled heavenly. As Arthur ate, he thought of the hard work, the sunshine, and the love Pierre put into those tomatoes. He finished his soup, walked up to Chef Pierre, and looked him straight in the eyes. His heart was so full of gratitude it felt like it might pop. He took a deep breath, and a voice rang out that the whole castle could hear. "Thank you, Chef Pierre." His voice was back. The Queen and King beamed with pride. Leo chirped a happy tune from the windowsill. Arthur had his voice back, but he discovered he could only speak when he was being truly kind and thankful. When Lily made him a drawing, he gave her a hug and said, "Thank you, sweet Lily." When Pip brought his clothes, he said, "Thank you, Pip. You are very kind." He even said, "Thank you," to the sunrise, the rain, and his wise friend Leo. Arthur had learned that the most precious words aren't, "I want," but a heartfelt, "Thank you." And from that day on, Diamond Castle shone brighter than any gemstone, all because of a prince who finally found his manners. The end.